What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Glazers TV. It's about running again with another video. Guys, I presume you guys have seen that. I don't know if it's true, but I know there's the news that is circulating in the British media about Manchester United being up for sale again. So I don't know if this is true, then this could be a good thing for Man United, because I think this is what fans are wanting. We want a complete ownership. We don't want this partial ownership between the Glazers and Ineos. Glenios to be funny, as some fans have combined both names to make it, a figure, Glenios. But again, we have to understand, like, this could actually be good. And I know there's speculations that it's the UAE, like I guess Middle Eastern investment. So we don't know if it's like from Sheikh Jazim or it's Saudi Arabia or Qatar or whoever it is, but I think at the moment the partnership which Sir Jim Ratcliffe has with the Glazers is not the partnership that we think can even make Man United improve from where it's at. Because even when we had just the Glazers, Man United was even better than what we have right now with the partnership, because we know Sir Jim Ratcliffe in 2024 acquired 27.7% of the Man United enterprise at the club, but he's in charge of the football department, while the Glazers, having 50% and majority control over the club, handle the business side of it. So I know at one point there will be loggerheads. I know at one point these are two people who don't know each other, they're just getting the business. So there's bound to be like rifts or disagreements in certain decisions, because maybe the Jim Ratcliffe, as a billionaire, might want to like maybe those things in a certain type of way. The Glazers might not want it, but then because they had the ownership share, Jim Ratcliffe will have to go by what the Glazers are putting up as the final decision. On the football level, yeah, Jim Ratcliffe could have the final say, but I just think he doesn't have the final say, because I don't think he's putting enough money out of his pocket into building the club. And I know if I thought there's certain things that have to go with, say for example, Man United got like 600 million in revenue, right? The Glazers will send the checks. So I think even if Jim Ratcliffe takes care of the football department, he still has to answer somehow, some way, when it comes to transfers or financial issues, when it comes to the playing side of the club, that the Glazers still have to be in accordance to that decision being made. But this news of Man United being sold again, being for sale, I can see why this could be a possibility, because the way United is going down with the partnership that Glazers have with Ineos, it's a partnership that is making them needing to spend more money than taking, because we know they bought this club in 2005. They didn't have no money that they actually put in the club, so they have pretty much been like using Man United as a cash cow. Like, they have been sucking up enough funds from Man United than have they put in to the club. So I think this is the right time for them to buy, to sell, and I think this is the right time for someone to buy. But the thing is, Sir Jim Ratcliffe will be the person who will feel the pain, because he has put this amount of money into the club. But I think if this situation will happen and he gets sold, he will get a percentage out of it too, because he's part owner. But I just think that United needs the debt to be done, to be out of the club. We need the Glazers out. We need one ownership. We need money to be pumped into the club. Because say for example, like the summer now, Ruben Amorim is an Ineos guy, but they cannot back their guy. We had a goalkeeper at the end of the season when we knew it was a position that was also needed at the beginning of the season. We don't even have a midfielder. We needed two. We don't even have one that was bought. Was it dealing with the people like Casemiro and Bruno? Bruno is the midfield. He's not a midfielder. He's a 10. Casemiro does not have no legs. You have Menu and Ogate, who people don't rate as the perfect midfield. But I think they're the perfect pair for what we are trying to build if it comes to like future plans or building for the future, because they are young. But is this the end? That's my question. Would this be a potential end to the partnership of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Glazers with the ownership of Manchester United? Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please smash a like on the video and please subscribe to the channel. I know you guys have seen this. It's been up for 2 days now. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think you prefer Sir Jim? Because I think even if Sir Jim Ratcliffe buys the club I still don't think he has that football knowledge of being a Manchester United fan to know what you actually need to make the club move forward. Because even in this interview, when he was talking about Ruben Amorim getting 3 years to be a good manager, giving likes of Arteta and Sir Alex Ferguson, but the thing that he fails to understand is that those coaches or these coaches were actually backed financially by the board or by the owner. So you back them, because even if you want to hold Amorim accountable, he can tell you like, okay, yes, there are aspects of where I'm going wrong, maybe putting Bruno in midfield or stuff like that, but then you didn't buy me a midfielder. You bought me a goalkeeper at the end of the transfer window. I didn't get Sesko this time. Like, I didn't get most of my plans. I wanted some players from Sporting. You didn't get them. So it's this kind of arguments that Amorim could table to be on his side when it's a situation where he has to back himself for why things are going wrong. But the board don't have no excuse. It's your guy. The money you give to Erik ten Hag, you might as well just fire him, then use the money for Amorim. You know, that is what I don't get. So even Sir Jim Ratcliffe buys the entire club, I still think we'll be in a very, very bad situation. So we need an ownership that has the money to pump in the club, spend, because Todd Bowley in Chelsea has done the same thing. Spend money. Chelsea is getting back to winning ways. Chelsea is now a contender that you can see like, okay, they could win the league. They could win the Champions League. They just won the Club World Cup. If you have to make money, you have to spend money. It's like a business too. If you are selling produce at the store, you have to buy those produce to make profit. And once you make profit, you inject it back in the business. It's a turnover. It's a turnover. That's what you do in the business. You have to spend to make money. But even like in the interview, again, like I was mentioning earlier, Sir Jim Ratcliffe was talking about Manchester United is going to be one of the most profitable, that's the word, profitable clubs in the coming years. Why don't you say successful club? Because when you say successful club, the club in general, playing style, business-wise, beginning brands, everything is good, is getting successful. And once you are successful, there's profit. But if you use just the fact that you think it's going to be the most profitable, my mind just goes straight to the cash cow thing that the Glazers used to do, dividends, taking money out of the club, trying to make profit out of the club. Like the business part of this football club gets money through the playing side of this club. That brand Manchester United was built from the players who we had who make this club what it is. Man United is the second biggest club in the world. Both Real Madrid and Man United, I think they're going to be a loggerheads if Man United was won properly. But Man United is a big brand. Even now that we're still playing shit, we're still getting exposure. People will still get a lot of views watching Man United games than even a Champions League game between Dortmund and Manchester City. Or if you put two games, Man City versus Chelsea, and then Man United versus say Birmingham City, people, the views from Man, like that's how massive the club has been. The entity on its own is so massive that it would take a long time for them to actually go down in the drain where people will be like, okay, I've had enough of Man United. I don't longer buy shares. I won't support them no more. They can see prices plummet down. But other than that, if it's the AUE that is trying to buy this stuff from Middle East, I won't mind that. Because I feel like Amorim is a coach who, if he gets the players, he can actually make something happen. If you give him players and then he doesn't prove that he's a good manager, then you could fire him because you gave him what he wanted. Mourinho was not giving some players that he wanted. He wanted some players gone, but they could not send them off. Ten Hag the same. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the same. Amorim is not facing the same. Amorim has not even really been back. This is his first summer. This is Amorim's first summer. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. There have been strikes, there have been protests, games have been called off, but the Glazer ownership since 2020 and 2005, like immediately just gave a split in the fan base. There have always been a divide in the Man United fan base. How you be Manchester United, then the division is even more worse than they've been together. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it from another, like from an insider or like from outside person looking in, It's so much you cannot understand here. It's just like how you could see something happening in your neighbor's house. You could just give your opinion based on what you see outside. But if you get inside there, you will know. Man United is a club that interiorly is rotten. Old Trafford is rotten. Like, we need an owner that will come, spend money, take the debts out of the club, send the Glazers packing, build a new stadium, and then let's kick it on. It's like that will be a massive bill. People like Luke Shaw should have been gone if there's a new owner, because they'll be able to take a hit financially, but know that is for the good cause. Like business, even if you don't use it as a business, every business has risks that you can take for them to be successful. You take risks. You take risks. If you involve money in the business that you think it will do well, you're going on a 50-50 that it might prosper and it might not. If it prospers, then okay, your gamble was good. If it didn't, then you'll be like, okay, I did that, it didn't work. You try a different method. Risk that's what happens. But Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I don't think he's a Man United fan. I don't think the board knows what they're doing. So I think this is the right time to sell, because the Glazers have to spend money, and we know they don't like to spend money. They have hardly spent money. You know, it's just like how, because when I see this that I trying to sell, it's like being hanging out with someone who always eats from you. You know, he always eats. But the one time where he has to spend and continue spending, they back out. They may not want to come to your house no more, or they don't want to hang out with you now because they know they have to spend. But they forget the fact that you have been spending. You know, but Man United is just so big that it's sad to watch it underperform on the pitch. Staffs have been sacked, salaries have been cut, charities have been deprived of some funds that were getting from the club based of how of merit being Man United. That's how bad the club has been run by the Glazers. And then Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming to bed with the Glazers made it even worse, because from looking at it right now, there's nothing that's really showing like Man United in the next step in the Champions League, because some of the players that Amorim wanted we don't have. Okay, if we don't go, okay, we're 10th now. Let's say by the end of the season we don't qualify for the Champions League. That has made, because if we had say won the Europa League, we would have had £100 million, 100 million euros in the transfer this summer. Then if you win again in the Champions League next year, that's more money. You know, you get more brand deals. You know, I heard that the Dragon deal is also coming to a termination. So there could possibility of so many ways of why they want to sell. They might not want to spend money. They might think it's just the perfect time to sell because in the future they don't see Man United making more money, and maybe the price or the value of Man United might drop down. So they might as well just sell now and cash in. And it's just so sad that this is a club that you can actually own and make good, and then you sit back and just enjoy the fruits of your labor. So I really would not mind if Middle Eastern owners hold Man United, because I think that they are so immersed into sports, be it the UFC or boxing or snooker or whatever they are trying to do when it comes to sports. But I think their ideas in sports is to play with it. And when you're trying to play with the toy, when you have money, is you spend on it. You know, if you spend on a team like Man United and you make it successful, man, like the price, like, because Man United, if you buy Man United at this point, let's say Middle East is the buy, or the UAE buys the club right now. Let's say it's even Sheikh Jazim buys the club right now for 5 point something million or 5 or something billion, sorry, and they do it good. Man United, if they're performing well on the pitch, new stadium is constructed, everything is moving like rosy in Man United, that club could be worth 10 to 15 billion pounds in the next 6-7 years or 10 years. You know, but guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash a like on the video and please subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is it? This is what the fans have been looking for? Do you think there'll be a sale, or is this just rumors? You know, but again, I was just on my break, then I just decided to give you guys a little input of my 2 cents of what I think about the news of Man United being up for sale again, question mark, because we don't know if it's actually true, you know. But I think if it actually turns out to be true, you have other business news outlets like Sky Business, Sky Sport. They have the business angle, or Reuters. Is that they call them Reuters? Yeah, they've been talking about when Man United actually was getting sold when Sir Jim Ratcliffe bought 27%. But that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Please smash a like on the video again, and I'll see you guys in another video. See you.